Looks like we're running out of repair kits, you know?
Unbelievable. The accidental goo grown by the biologist has opened up new research possibilities. What a bizarre discovery. I need to tell him about it. I decided to experiment a little with our friend, the yellow goo, and I discovered it has some remarkable qualities. I see. I asked you kindly to drop the subject, but you chose to rub it in. If it makes you feel better, go ahead. It can't hurt anymore. On the contrary, I wanted to congratulate you. The organism you accidentally nourished during your experiment turned out to have extraordinary capabilities. I tampered with it in the lab, and to my surprise, it turned out to make some smart decisions about finding the most optimal paths to reach food. So, I decided to see if its unique skills could help us optimize our research, and of course, it's a slime mold. Huh. Good old crazy slime mold. You mean you knew about it? Everyone knows about it. It's a common Protista displaying a primitive yet sophisticated form of intelligence. Scientists have been using its foraging methods to research optimization problems for decades. Yes, well, thank you for downplaying my discovery. Here I was thinking you would be impressed. What can I say? Well done. Despite my failure, you pushed forward relentlessly and achieved great results. You could have done it too if you weren't so busy trying to prove you're not who you are. Are you sure? How do you know that if my goal was to grow a slime mold, I wouldn't accidentally create a bacteria which would exterminate humanity and destroy the universe? That would still be a discovery. Fortunately, the real one you made was less hazardous. What can I say? I'm glad my habitual incompetence proved to be of value. Want to hear my conclusion from your experiment? Please. You don't always have to go against the tide to be successful. You chose a different life path than me because you refused to jump on the Radeon bandwagon. And yet, here you are, studying the secrets of Radeon. Looks like opposing reality just gets you back to square one. You're right. I made a fool of myself. After all, who's going to care how special we were when all that's left of us is a pile of planetary ash? Optimistic as usual. I'm just being myself again, as you wanted. It's good to have you back. You've grown older. Not what you'd expect of me, right? Just kidding. How are you? What did you find out? How was Event Zero? What can I say? Amazing stuff. Can you believe I'm actually excited about something that didn't happen? What do you mean? Well, of course it did happen. It's just that there wasn't much to see. No fireworks in the sky, if you get my drift. Could have been easy to miss by someone less alert. But you did notice it, right? You registered everything. I did what I could, although it might not be enough for your expectations. Facts can't disappoint me, as long as your methodology was right. Are you joking? You know me. Once something grabs my attention, I won't rest until I get to the bottom of it. So was I wrong about the barrier? Did you falsify my hypothesis? Sure looks like it. First of all, my instruments didn't register any Event Zero as such. No change of temperature, pressure, atmospheric conditions, nothing. But clearly, something must have happened. Yeah, like the sun, burning everything to ash everywhere, except here, right? I just had to investigate it. So, when you took ages to wake up from your cryosleep, I did a full sweep of the perimeter to look for any evidence of a physical barrier protecting the place, but I found none. Which would mean the Oasis protects itself in a completely different, mysterious way, unfathomable to us. How exciting. Yes, because I made 2 discoveries you might find particularly interesting. 1. Several measurements on the peripheries of the terraformed areas registered atypical fluctuations of the magnetic field. I bet they're connected to how the planets defend themselves from the sun, although I don't have proof yet. And 2, you're gonna love it. I developed a quick and practical solution for terraforming the less fertile areas of this planet. I jotted down the basics if you want to check out my process. You've spent a lot of time in this environment. Have you observed any effects it might have on your health? Not really, no. I feel good as ever. It probably shows. What about aging? Doesn't it bother you? It's actually thrilling, you know, observing those little changes. I built myself a treadmill, and I take much more satisfaction out of long-distance runs. Running used to be a tedious activity to me. That's changed. Right. Oh. Thank you for your hard work. Looks like your job is done here. Come back to base, and we'll compare conclusions after I've studied your findings. What? Oh. No. Sorry. I must have not expressed myself clearly enough. I'm not coming back with you. What are you talking about? I'm talking about something I've never really had before. Home. My home. This is what this lab has become for me. Have you completely taken leave of your senses? You'll only end up old and lonely. Is that really what you want? Of course not. The second I start feeling lonely or unhappy, I'll be sure to get out of here. I'm good at leaving places. But for now, it's not how it is. As for me, what can I say? I thought the time in here would be torture, but as the days went on, it occurred to me that I've never really had a chance to be alone. All by myself, you know? I've never let my thoughts in. Until now. And it feels good. That's why I'm staying. It's time to stick to a resolution for once. My home. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. Hey, Yambad. I got results from the field lab. My alter claims that he found no evidence whatsoever of any physical barrier protecting the terraformed area. And yet, it didn't burn. Correct. It looks like my metamaterial hypothesis has been falsified. This is pivotal news indeed. What's your plan? You don't seem surprised. Forgive my dispassionate response. I've spent a long time on this planet, and I've witnessed many logical yet erroneous ideas come to life and be buried here. Asking what next is simply the most positive reaction to failure I am able to suggest. I think I need to commit to more exploration before I make any decisions. Fortunately, my alter didn't waste time and developed a way to enhance our rupidium mix. I should be able to expand my research to new territories now. Good. That means more samples to study, new patterns to observe. He also mentioned something about non-standard magnetic field fluctuations on the peripheries of the terraformed area. Interesting. I wonder, your alter, the one you sent to the field lab facility, how is he after spending so much time out there? Has he aged naturally? Did he tell you anything unusual? Funny you should ask. He seems to have aged naturally, but when I talked to him, I couldn't help but notice that something else has changed in him. It surprised me how calm he was, and that he didn't feel like coming back to the base. He said that place felt more like a home to him than anything else. I would advise caution. It's possible that whatever phenomenon is protecting the Oasis from the sun may also have unforeseen side effects on the human brain. You could be right. Sending him out there for a whole cycle was a pioneering experiment. Nobody's ever tested what happens to the nervous system when it's exposed to the specific conditions of such a specific environment for so long. What about my predecessor? He spent a significant amount of time out there. Did he observe anything out of the ordinary? No. Actually, there was one peculiar situation. I often wondered about it. What? What happened? He was once so engrossed in the Oasis. Stayed out there too long. Realized just before the sunrise. Didn't make it home on time. You're not seriously saying that he stayed out there for a whole cycle? Yes. But how? What about food and other things? I would advise caution. Okay, you're acting strange right now. What's going on? Nothing at all. I simply feel more comfortable when talking about material phenomena and quantifiable data. Yes, let's talk about those. The magnetic field fluctuations, remember? That, in fact, is a very valuable observation. Those fluctuations could have left some kind of remnants on specimens. Analyzing it with picotesla precision could help determine if those fluctuations are stochastic or not. Yes, that could be interesting indeed. Thanks, Yanbot. I think I know what to do next. Be sure to come by if you have any new ideas. Hello there. Can you see me?
I could see you.
And? Any thoughts?
Why me?
Oh, so you already understand your position. That was quick.
Do you have an answer for me?
I needed someone as intelligent as me, but with a different angle. Tell me, what is your field of study?
Microfluids.
Oh, you're a man of few words, I see. We'll need to communicate with each other to avoid any misunderstandings. You're part of my team now. Once you make yourself familiar with the project documentation, I'm sure it will become more clear to you.
I don't do teamwork.
Yes. Right. I guess I assumed harmonious cooperation was a core element of my identity when I hit the altering button, and I never feel comfortable about being wrong. So, I hope we can put this little misunderstanding behind us once the meds wear off and make a new start.
Just show me the lab. So, have you read the project documentation?
Yes. And?
Your figures are not accurate.
Care to elaborate?
You make too many approximations. It's a serious hazard. I approximate to the nearest thousandths. How is that not enough for you? I don't trust anything that's rounded up. Makes it subject to interpretation. Raw data is what I respect. Well, now you're making me laugh. You do realize that there is no such thing as raw data? Every observation is interpretation. Theoretical speculation. I'm allergic to it. Human stupidity ruins every project. It's tested empirically. Remember, this is a colony of Professor Dolskys. We're not stupid, right? I know what I'm doing. You can trust me. Think you can do that? Your figures are not accurate.
Remains in cryosleep.
It's like I'm being chased by some bizarre anomaly. Shoo! Go away, you! Ah!
What the hell just happened? No new anomaly in sight. likely way to go. Hi. Interesting. The QC still sees him.
Functionality then. User detected.
Hello there. Yes, you are seeing correctly. And you're connecting the dots right now. No. What? You're not who I think you are. This is not what I think it is. I'm afraid it is. But no. Well, I remember staying on the planet, going to sleep in the bunker. Don't worry, it's those meds. They're slowing down your thinking. You'll catch on when they wear off. You don't have to be patronizing. I know what's going on. I'm your alter. I can see that. The reason I find it hard to accept is that it just doesn't make any sense. I'm the one who made a real career. I'm globally recognized. People actually stopped on the street to take a photo with me, queued for my autograph. Surely this is a mistake. The QC made a mistake. Did it? Let's see. Why don't we start with a simple question? Apart from being a celebrity, what is your field of study? Optics. But I was always more of an astrophysicist at heart. Oh, good. Then we have something in common. Finally, everything is interconnected. But whoever you think you are, you're not out nerding me. Because I am the most versatile and savvy version of myself that could ever exist. And I just need a good engineer. That's going to have to be enough for you. I'm sure if you read the project documentation with that ingenious mind of yours, you'll grasp the essentials of your role here. Oh, I'll read it. But be prepared to have your preconceptions challenged. What are you working on here? It's, stuff. Well, it better be important stuff, as it seems to be pulling you away from other tasks. Yep. Look, if you want to continue whatever it is you're doing, I'm gonna need to know what you're up to. Like it or not, it's how it works. I'm fixing things, all right? Just let me work. At least be polite enough to say what he's working on. Could at least be polite enough to say what he's working on. I have to say, this version of me is freaking me out.
wish I knew what he was up to.
So, have you read the project documentation? I thought you'd never ask. Well, here's the good news. In terms of content, it's not complete nonsense. But as far as the style is concerned, the turn of phrase, wording, narrative, likeness, it's embarrassingly inapproachable. I hate to say it, but you'd never get this junk published. Well, that's good to hear, because it's a serious project, not pop science. Besides, you don't genuinely think we can count on an audience in the near future? Short-sighted, limited, unimaginative thinking. Science is not just facts and figures. It's worthless if it doesn't resonate with the general public. It is our duty to open up to that universal need to understand the world in synergy, the inconceivable, hand in hand with common knowledge. Believe me when I tell you, narrow specialization is a trap. You can't understand everything about everything. I can, and so could you if you wanted to. Did you know our brain absorbs over 1 megabyte of information per second? And that a vast amount of that data results in instant decisions made by our body? Think about it. Our subconsciousness deciding for us. I am familiar with fast thinking, thank you. But do you understand what it really means? Our brain listens to those subtle impulses of the body. Heart rate, sweating, instant memories, and associations gathered in the course of experience. In other words, intuition. You can't ignore it, just as you can't ignore the human factor in science. There's no such thing as intuition. That's what you think, stuck in your rigid mental cage. Look around you. Science is everywhere. Let me show you something. Imagine this is us here. And this is science. All we need to do is bend our perception of it, and bingo. Impressive, right? What is? Ending up in the same place we were? No, realizing that something that seemed so far away from our field of study can be so close, so relevant. You do realize that's not what this demonstration is about? I know what I'm doing. Contrary to most of us around here, I've decided to make it my mission to make sure our work is as accessible and interdisciplinary as possible. You'll thank me later.
I'd like to draw your attention to something. I'd like to draw your attention to something.
It's been a few days since the accident. I thought you might want to discuss it. Why would I want that? After his disappearance, you started complaining about moving objects. An odd coincidence, don't you think? You think the two are connected? I got an easier answer for you. People tend to, they mess with other people's stuff. Stop doing that. Could you at least pretend to be helpful? Fine. Let's say he wasn't vaporized by an insane dose of radiation. Let's say he is not all gone. What do you suggest happened? He saw an opportunity to cross to another dimension, and he used it. Okay. Thank you for that professional assessment of my hypothesis. I'll research a way to bring him back, and I may offer more feedback. Finally, you wanted to talk. I know how to fix the problem. What problem? Well, the one I've been working on. Right? But what have you been working on? The faulty phasers, of course. Oh? Good idea. Yes, that design could use some remodeling. Yeah, I'm missing key data. And you want me to, what, provide it for you? Yep. Okay, so what is it you need? A type Delta 13 atmosgraphic analysis. You mean... You haven't heard of it. It's performed automatically by nanosniffer arrays on every space mission. Oh, you haven't heard of those either. We need to retrieve one from the Seba wreckage. Okay. Slow down, cowboy. First of all, the wreckage, as you very correctly called it, is empty. Whatever could be retrieved has already been retrieved. Second, I still don't know what you want to do with this data. Henceforth, I cannot decide whether exploring that old base in any form other than a basic sweep is worth the cost and effort. And lastly, we are a professional crew of creative and knowledgeable scientists capable of making their own quantum computer and recreating themselves in the form of alters. Can't we simply put our brains together and perform this mission-critical atmosgraphic analysis ourselves? I prefer to trust those sniffers. Just give me my data. Hey, Ombot. Hello again. What would you like to discuss today? Have you ever heard of a Delta 13 atmosgraphic analysis? It's supposed to be performed by something called nanosniffer arrays on space mining missions. Great question. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I am not familiar with every specific detail of Alloy Corp technology. However,
If I were to make an educated guess, it sounds like some kind of default sampling performed to monitor the state of the atmosphere on alien planets. May I ask what you need it for?
Just tell me how I could get my hands on it.
Oh, of course. No need to dilly-dally on the details. Educated guess, again. Data like this would probably be stored on an electronic storage device. Of course, such a device would be inactive by now.
Yes, I know, and probably buried somewhere deep underground.
Under plenty of planetary sediment.
Maybe some kind of hugely powerful nonlinear junction detector would make sense here.
Yes, insightful thought. Or you could simply reuse the technology of your polygonal scanner. With its multi-approach system and custom calibration functionality, it should be reprogrammable for your specific needs.
Is it just me, or do you sound like an Allied Corp manual?
I'm simply trying to help.
Of course. Thank you. Who the hell keeps messing with my stuff? What's up?
keeps.
Mission functionality then. The ship's surroundings.
I'd like to draw your attention to something.
You wanted to talk? Did you know that before becoming a globally acclaimed science communicator, I dabbled in robotics somewhat? Of course, that's why I created you. Well, in that case, surely you must be impatient to put those unparalleled skills of mine to the best possible use. Just get to the point, please. Le point. Naturellement. Let me ask you a question. When it comes to the efficiency of human-operated technology, which should be the deciding element? Human competence or machine performance? A competent human operator is essential to make the best decisions. But what if the human is tired, sick, distracted? Here, let me show you something. Imagine this is an adequately designed, properly maintained mining outpost. And this is the competent professional responsible for operating it. Now, what do you think this means? The competent professional falls under the outpost, causing a very unfortunate accident. I don't think you've been paying attention. Focus. It means that the advantages of the two can be combined, creating a new, unique quality. As in a profound relationship where 1 and 1 do not simply equal 2. The same applies to robotics. The perfect machine is the one that can absorb the attributes of its human operator without the need for any intervention. It's almost like mind reading, but without the necessity for the mind to be present. What exactly are you suggesting? A next-generation smart mining outpost equipped with an autonomous decision-making system independent of the individual operator's skills. You mean speeding up mining even if it's assigned to someone who's never seen a drill outside of a blueprint? What are you trying to imply? I like it. What do you need to make it happen? I'm glad you asked. Because there is actually one little piece missing from this puzzle. The smart autonomous decision-making system I designed in the days of my humble robotic career was part of an ambitious commercial project. And it so happened that all the documentation was kept by my assistant. You mean you don't remember it? Of course I don't remember it. It was a big company and my role was to conceive ideas, incubate solutions. My assistant was there to nurture them and, well, make sure that the numbers add up. To put it bluntly, she took care of the less intellectually demanding mundane elements of running an R&D lab. true sidekick. Don't we all wish we had someone like that at hand? Yes, well, it didn't last long, I'm afraid. Kathy had, well, issues with my leading role in our department. She was simply jealous of my ideas. And now we will have to talk to her. You mean a quantum projection of her? Even if, by some miracle, she did exist somewhere on Earth, the Kathy you knew, the one that kept the documentation of your ideas, she's not real. Of course, I meant that. Remember, we don't need her in physical form, just a quantum simulation of what a person like her would have in their head, being part of my life path. The QC has my mind records, and it's already created a model like Yanbot. What could be easier than recreating a model of Kathy's mind for us? Okay, I suppose it could work. Let's try it and see where it takes us. Fantastic. Just let me get that tiny piece of information from Kathy, and I promise to turn our mining infrastructure to gold.
The quantum navigator. As your mission as safety.
I cared for our deceased colleague more than I thought. I still feel his presence. Now the hell keeps messing with me.
Looks like we're running out of repair kits, you know?
Under the ship's surroundings.
Looks like we're running out of repair kits, you know?
no need to be rude. Who the hell keeps messing with my stuff? Huh? Some joker pretending to be a ghost.
In case of fuel shortages, which can Gemini.
Out of resources. Want me to do this instead?
keeps messing with my stuff.
Yes! Must be working. And it stopped.
Evacuation. Sure it is a safe thing for the upcoming journey. The quantum computer.
You really are back. I have so many questions.
Ask away.
How do you feel?
Oh, come on. Don't pretend to be concerned about my mental state. I have something much more interesting to talk to you about. My research.
Slow down. You went through a lot. I need to know you're fine.
I think so, yes. Being deconstructed and then reconstructed made me feel more me, I guess. Maybe this should be a standard procedure for all alters. Can I move on to my discovery now, or do you want to continue pretending you care about my feelings?
I'm eager to hear about it.
Since I was not bound by a physical body, it turned out radiation couldn't harm me. In other words, I could pass through anomalies unscathed. Taking advantage of the free time I had without anyone bothering me, I experimented with biomaterials that are less susceptible to their effect. I tampered with the protective case of the illuminator. The device is more sturdy now and can emit a stronger beam.
I appreciate it, but I would be happy even if you came back empty-handed. I'm just glad you're alive.
Of course you are. I know how much rupidium recreating me would cost you.
Go figure. Huh. What a surprisingly nice day.
Mission functionality.
Pleasant day, isn't it?